Boom, just like that, it's Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's party time with the Video Bros. I'm one half of that team. I am Bobby Munson, and the man beside me is the man with the angelic voice. If you don't know it by now, people, sing it with me. Papa Smokes! Papa Smokes, how you doing, brother?
Woo, Munson, I'm pumped up tonight. We got another Thursday night episode of Ring Respect Radio ready to go. We've been calling PPW matches. We've been doing all kinds of stuff. Man, I'm warmed up and I'm ready to podcast.
Fantastic. And we are bringing back the excitement tonight, Papa Smokes, because we put it on a little hiatus, but I knew it had to come back. It was going to be inevitable. It's back. It's WTF. Do we know about wrestling trivia night here tonight? And we already got people warming up in the chat, including the current champ, the champ. There he is, Mr. Ed Fry, saying the champ is here. Oh, I wish we had that soundbite out. Dun, 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 dun. The champ is here. There we go. We got our boy Bobby Stats up in the house. Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Checking out old movies and going bowling with the lady. Happy for you, Bobby. Shout out to him and his gal, Diane, celebrating their wonderful day there today. And, of course, there's our man, Basser, up in the house saying it's party time. Yo, Basser did a really awesome thing for us here. He sent out a potential advertisement for Prairie Pro Wrestling to a bigger channel over on social media. If it goes through, Bass threw in some money their way to make sure that that would happen to help try to get PPW over that 1,000 subscriber mark as we're getting awfully close, Papa Smokes, very awfully close.
All right, baby. The train continues forward. I love it, Munson. We're going to hit 1,000, and that's going to be great.
You bet. And then Bobby saying, thank you. You're welcome, Bobby. Happy to have you here, my friend. Bass saying it's being posted tonight. Oh, yeah, Bass. Oh, I owe you big time, brother. I owe you big time. I got some rollies coming your way, my friend. I'm telling you. We're going to make your life better this weekend. But yeah, that's fantastic. Again, I hope that all three of you are going to participate. Bass, this means you too. It's multiple choice, brother. So you're getting in on this. I've written all three of your names down as participating. And again, anybody else who might be joining in, if you want to participate, all you got to do is answer multiple choice questions in the live chat. Do most of the people know the answers to these? Hell no, because I make them incredibly difficult on purpose so I can watch you all squirm and have a little fun. But we got a real blend here tonight, Papa Smokes. We got stuff about Ring Respect Radio. We've got stuff about Prairie Pro Wrestling. We've got stuff about SummerSlam. And we've, of course, got some old school stuff, taking all the best of what we bring to this channel here into one trivia night. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I do want to mention SummerSlam coming up this weekend. We will be having a post show here on the channel. Will I be on it? We'll find out. I don't know. I'm always saying I won't be on this one. I won't be on this one. There's no way I'm doing this one. And all of a sudden, I end up doing them. I end up doing them every time, Papa Smokes. It's just the way I am. Bobby saying he's the former champ, and I'm sure he wants that back.
Yes.
There you go. And perfect. They're amazing. Welcome
all
back.
Right.
What's up, people? Yeah. As he's saying, long time no see. There we go. That's the better one to put up. Long time no see. And
welcome back, man.
Oh, fantastic. I am banned. I'm okay with that. I am okay. I can take the night off, Ed. It's perfectly okay. If you've got this, thank you. And everybody should check it out. I'll be watching it. Don't get me wrong. I'll be watching SummerSlam and the post show. But I would love to have a night off from being on screen for a change. I love being here. Don't get me wrong. But I got a lot of times that I'm on screen here, and I don't want people to get bored of me or anything like that. So it's nice to be able to share the screen, let other people take over for a change. Ed putting together the 10 to 20 question NXT quiz. Oh, yeah. Awesome, Ed. I love hearing that. That is good news. And you got me. Thank you. I appreciate it very much so. I will be tuning into that. We will get the advertisements out for it for Saturday. So make sure to tune in. I'm sure we will be counting down how many times Mark gets banned on that particular stream that night, because Mark likes to run his mouth in ways that get him kicked off the show several hundred times. But that's just Mark. But enough about Mark, enough about that. It's time to play some trivia, Papa Smokes. I am ready for this. And you know what? before we do, we got to get to them pesky rules. I think we all remember these rules. Here they are for you. Rule number 1, always get Papa Smokes a beer.
Whoa!
Number 2, please refrain from looking up the answers. I know you can look up the answers, but please don't. It's all in fun. We're just going to have a good time. Don't look that shit up. Number 3, you will only have about 60 seconds to submit your answer. Number 4, each player is entitled to one use of a repeat the question. In case of an ad break taking place on the Twitch side of things, there will be a little bit of leeway, but you do have to mention that you were stuck in a advertisement, or you could just sub to us on Twitch. That would get rid of those pesky ads for you. Number 5, each player is entitled to one challenge per game. If you don't agree with the answer to one of the questions I have presented, you can put a challenge on the table. If your challenge is accepted, you will get your challenge back to use another time. If it is overruled and proven that you were wrong in challenging, you do lose your challenge. You can keep the chat active, cut promos, but be respectful. And as always, number 7, keep it intoxicated, people, because it's fun to be intoxicated on trivia night. There we go. Trivia, here we go. So, Ed, Bobby, Basser, and Papa Smokes, we're throwing you in the mix as always because we have to. But I will say Papa Smokes is not eligible, especially on this one, to be named a champion because some of the questions pertaining directly to us here at Ring Respect Radio, it would be a little too easy for Papa Smoke. So we're going to say that Papa Smoke is not allowed to be called champion, but he is allowed to see how many of these he can get right. We got Dare Amazing in here as well too, playing as well. So we got quite the crowd. I'm loving this.
I'm like Cody in AEW. I can never be champion.
Yes, this is true. All right. But that's that's bad because then that means you're going to try to move to another company and go champion elsewhere. I don't know if I dig that vibe there, Papa Smokes.
If I can't have the belt months, then maybe that's what'll happen.
Another time, I'll throw a quiz at you where you don't have the advantage, unlike the rest of the chat. But here we go. We're going to go with question number 1. Which wrestler was known as Canada's greatest athlete? Was it A, Bret Hart, B, Jacques Rougeau, C, Iron Mike Sharp, or D, the Mongolian Stomper? Your time starts now. Papa Smokes, do you have an inkling or knowledge of this question? Do you know the answer?
I do for sure, but I like the choices too. That'll make it tough if somebody's not quite sure.
You bet. I see Bobby's got one. They're Amazing's got an answer coming into the chat. Ed's got one coming into the chat here. Just going to see you, Bass. Are you going to throw an answer in there? If you're still with us, show us a sign of life there, Mr. Basser. If not, we're going to count it down right here at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. His head saying Pop's supposed to backbreaker media confirmed. Hey,
in there.
Papa Smokes and I, yeah, we dabbled over in backbreaker media before. So, anyways, Papa Smokes, I want to hear you out here. The chat is very unanimous on the side of A, which would be Bret Hart. Do you agree with the chat, or do you know something that they don't know?
No, yes, I do. Bret Hart was great, but Iron Mike Sharp was Canada's greatest athlete.
There it is, Papa Smokes with the correct answer. And yes, that I kind of had a feeling if I throw the Hitman in there, especially that's going to be the one that really kind of throws people. Jacques Rougeau, I thought, people might not think that way. And the Mongolian Stomper, he's just maybe Canada's most dangerous man, possibly. I'm not so sure about the greatest athlete.
Yeah, any of those guys might have said that, but Iron Mike Sharp did for sure.
100%. All right, well, here is a question. I know, Papa Smokes, you already know the answer to this one, and so we're not necessarily good. We'll get you to answer it afterwards so you can explain, but this one also comes with a little bit of trick behind it. This comes with a little bit of knowledge of our program as well, too. So, who was the very first professional wrestler that guested on Ring Respect Radio featuring myself and Papa Smokes? There's your hint. Is it A, Alex Kane, B, Robert Martyr, C, Cannonball Kelly, or was it D, Akira Kwan? Your time starts now. And I know Papa Smokes knows this one. Can't get this one wrong at all, too. There is multiple tricks to this particular question, in fact.
Yeah, and we have interviewed all those people.
We have indeed, yes. And we've got 3 answers in now, and I'm going to consider that locked, Papa Smokes. So we have a very conflicted crowd. Oh, Ed hopping in on Twitch to throw in his 2 cents to try to get some Twitch points going for himself. All right,
Yeah.
we've got a big mix here, Papa Smokes, and I want to know if you could explain to people how this one works.
Okay, well, we've had various names for various editions of this show as well, because some of them were concentrating on MLW. So we had a show called Fusion. We've had the Bro Show. We've had a few other iterations of our podcast in terms of the name. But I think the very first wrestler that we interviewed was from MLW was Robert Martyr.
Yes, and that would be B. So Dare Amazing is going to pick up the only point here. Great guesses as well, too, by both Bobby and Ed. Here's the thing. Robert Martyr was one of the earliest ones, period. There was, if we want to go back further in Ring Respect Radio, when I interviewed on my own, that you could find interviews with myself interviewing Phil Deadly, with myself interviewing Tony Novak. But the keys were it had to be Ring Respect Radio, and it had to be with the 2 of us on the program. So Robert Martyr would have been the first. We did interview Alex Kane on Fusion. Cannonball Kelly and Johnny Two Fingers appeared together on a later edition of Ring Respect Radio. And Akira Kwan, if everybody remembers, was one of our days over at Love Wrestling, and Major Love Wrestling on Thursday nights was where we interviewed Mr. Akira Kwan. All great interviews, but Robert Martyr, he was really the one that got it started there for us, Papa Smokes.
Absolutely, and we only saw his work as a job guy on MLW, but it was impressive. He sold so good, and I just said, Munson, let's start somewhere. Let's not start with Alexander Hammerstone. Let's start with some other guys and build our way up.
And that we did. Yeah, we went from that to our one right after that would have been with our good man Bud Heavy was the next one that followed Robert Martyr. So we were doing a trend of the job guys, the enhancement talents on MLW was what the focus of the show was at that particular point in time.
Oh, always fascinating to hear their point of view. I don't need the superstars all the time. I want to hear about the guys that do the opening matches as well.
You bet, and that we did. Number 3, here we're going to go to the world of SummerSlam. So for those of you who have paid attention to WWE over the years, hopefully long enough to have known this one. I know Ed's age, so I know Ed definitely remembers this one. Papa Smokes, I don't know if you watched WWF at this point in time, but you may know this one as well, too. SummerSlam 1994, Alundra Blaze defended the WWF Women's Championship and retained against who? Was it A, Bull Nakano, B, Leilani Kai, C, Sensational Sherry, or D, Luna Vachon? Your time starts now. And we got Ed was in with an answer within seconds right there. Ed thinks he's just nailed this one right away.
Ed's watching this match right now.
Yeah, you just happen to have it rocking or rolling. What the heck? Oh, it's live right now. Oh, man, that's awesome, Bass. Thank you. That is fantastic, brother. So everybody, I don't know if we can even do much with this, so I'm sorry to interrupt for just 1 second, but as Basser is mentioning there, we now have up on the Wrestling Classic the intro video for Prairie Pro Wrestling to encourage subscribers to get on over to Prairie Pro Wrestling and subscribe to the channel. Bass, you are the man. Thank you, brother, for setting that up. Really appreciate you doing that. All right, we're going to call it locked on the question, though. Papa Smokes, I'm going to go to you first. We have got a couple of the same answers and then one differing answer here in the chat. So I'm curious to know what your guess would be on this one.
I think around that time, Alundra, also known as Medusa, had a big feud with Bull Nakano. So I'm going with Bull Nakano.
Your guess would be a good one, and that is the answer. Bobby and Ed picking up points. They're amazing. It said D with the option being Luna Vachon. I would have been down with that. They had some great matches around that time period as well, too. But it was Bull Nakano. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. That picked that up. So we are now tied over on the YouTube side for 1 point each. Bobby Stats 1, Ed 1, they're amazing 1, and over on Twitch, being uncontested at the moment, is Ed. Oh, look who it is, late to the party, but always happy to see him. BDJ is up in the house. Right. I'm going to mark BDJ down on the Twitch side, as suddenly Ed has got himself a bit of competition over on Twitch. BDJ is going to try to fight for that Twitch title here. He's missed a few, but he's got lots of time to catch up. And Ed said, with Harvey Whippleman. Damn, Ed, you know, man. Why am I hosting, Ed? What the fuck? Come on. No, I'm just kidding. Get me down, and Fry's going down. He's going down. Is he all right? Love to hear. Love the enthusiasm there to BDJ. All right. Speaking of SummerSlam, I think we should throw another SummerSlam question here for you because, again, it's right around the corner. That way I can tag this video with SummerSlam shit, and the algorithm's going to love the hell out of us. So here we go. Question number 4. Who holds the record for the most SummerSlam matches in history? Is it A, Stone Cold Steve Austin, B, Triple H, C, John Cena, or D, The Undertaker? Time starts now.
Jeez. Yeah. That's going to be a tough one. I bet you all those guys had a bunch.
Yeah, well, I know what the top 2 are for sure. I don't know about the other 2. I definitely know the top 2, so I know what 1 and 2 are. See that BDJ has got his answer in. Bobby's with an answer. Ed's with an answer. Dara's with an answer. So the whole chat's with an answer. So again, we'll call it locked. Papa Smoke's going over to you. Who's your best guess?
Well, I'm going with this one because at one SummerSlam, this guy had to wrestle himself. So that counts as 2 matches, doesn't it? Undertaker versus Undertaker. I'm going with the Taker.
Fair enough. And you know what, Papa Smokes? I don't know if they counted it as 2 matches or not. However, you are still correct. Undertaker, with a total of 16 matches, is the record holder for the most matches at SummerSlam, followed by Triple H at 13 matches. Neither one of those men likely to be competing in a SummerSlam ever again in their lifetime.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. But again, with that being said, that means that D was the answer, and that means that they're amazing, the only one picking up points on the YouTube side, but BDJ is on the board over on Twitch. Oh, look at that. Edge competition on the Twitch side of things. And there we go with they're amazing pulling into the lead over on YouTube. Oh, this is getting fun here, Papa Smokes. Yeah, this is good. That's my daily double question.
Yeah.
Love it. Daily double. What you get? Did you get to? Well, you didn't have anything to bid with. You hadn't got anything right yet, so you couldn't be like Jeopardy and be like, "Well, I'd like to bid 200 for questions about SummerSlam." Bobby, it just doesn't work that way. Anyway, moving on. We got a lot to get through here tonight. Here's a PPW one for all of you. See if you can get this one. I like this one, Pop Smokes. Who has wrestled the most matches in Prairie Pro Wrestling? Is it A, Sheik Akbar Shabazz, B, Michael Allen Richard Clark, C, Phil Deadly, or D, El Assassino? Your time starts now. And I had to dig deep to get this answer for the crowd, Papa Smokes. This one took a while.
All bets. And as I'm thinking about it now, there's one that I can kind of discount, but the other 3 are pretty hot suggestions, so I'm going to have to figure this out.
That's fair. I see. Ed, you're picking one answer, but then trying to throw out this to, so just in case Sheiky happens to watch the video You're just worried that Shiki's not going to like you. Don't worry about it, Ed. I guarantee you, Shiki already doesn't like you. Shiki doesn't even like his own reflection. That's how mean that guy is. All right, so we've got Ed's answer is in. We got Bobby's answers. Dara's answers in. BDJ's got an answer in. So I think we're going to call that on that question. Papa Smokes, hit him with it. Who do you think has the most matches in Prairie Pro Wrestling?
Okay, well, at first I wanted to say Phil Deadly because he's got a whole ton of them. But I think the Sheik might have a couple more. I'm not sure. I'm going to go with the Sheik.
Yeah, going with the Sheik, and anybody who went with the Sheik is going to be earning themselves a point because Sheiky Baby has not only been reliable for us, but he also went one match deeper in the Prairie Pro Wrestling Food Truck Wars tournament when we first started Prairie Pro Wrestling, getting himself a lot of extra matches in ahead of us really officially starting anything on the indoor events. So Sheiky beat Phil Deadly by one whole matchup. It was Sheik, Phil, and El Assassino with one less match than Uncle Phil. So, yeah.
Tight race.
Oh, look at the shade being thrown. Oh, Ed, ouch. Ouch. The BDJ picked Sheik. Ed just, praised the Sheik and went elsewhere, went with D, saying it was El Assassino. Great pick, by the way, but unfortunate. So we're looking over the people who picked A and looking at Dara Amazing picking A, getting that one right. Really pulling ahead with 3 points. BDJ picking up his second over on the Twitch side of things. So here we go. We now have BDJ. BDJ is leading on the Twitch side for the first time in trivia history. Here we go. Bobby line's been blown. Oh, poor Ed. Yeah, no, Ed can fire him back. I know he will. He's thinking him up. He's going to get
it'll be back. Yeah.
Not worried about that, but I will warn you, we've only got 4 more questions left to go. Ed saying, yeah, well, I don't live in bizarro land of Canada. That's very fair. That's very fair. It is very bizarre up here in the Great White North. You should come visit sometime, Ed. We'll have a blast. Number 6, here we go. This is going a little bit back here, Papa Smokes. Starrcade, 1983. Harley Race versus Ric Flair for the NWA's World Heavyweight Championship was contested in what type of matchup? Was it A, a submission match, B, a no disqualification match, C, a bull rope match, or D, a steel cage match? Your time starts now. Bob Smokes, I know you know this one. You got to know this one.
Yeah, I've seen this match many times. It wouldn't be to the fans' taste today so much, but it is a classic with Gordon Soley on commentary. Awesome.
Yeah. All right, we got answers in from Ed, from Dara, from Bobby, from BDJ. Ed, they're all in. So, Pop Smokes, I'm going right over to you, my man. Let them know what kind of match this was.
It was a steel cage match, Munson.
It was a steel cage match. That is the answer. Answering D gets you a point, which means, they're amazing. Slipping on that one. And that means that we've got some points picked up here on the YouTube side. Bobby Stats now with 2, Ed with 2. They're amazing remains at 3 over on that side. But it also means that BDJ over on Twitch with 3 big points. But Ed slightly behind him. Ed got 2. So Ed staying in the race, trying to keep the title hopes alive as we got 3 more questions left here for you. So number 9, I believe we're on. Here we go. This is another one. Couple more here in the world of myself and Papa Smokes. Which of the following wrestlers have Papa Smokes and I not called a match for? And I will warn you that one of the choices might be one where we called and didn't air it. So your choices are A, Giselle Shaw, B, Amir Jordan, C, Cody Rhodes, or D, Jeff Cobb. Your time starts now. I know why you're laughing, Papa Smokes, at this one. Yeah, that was one of those commentaries was not quite up to par and didn't make the airwaves, that's for sure.
Well, it was up to par in a way, but yeah, some of the content might have been objectionable to some people.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're on the way out of somewhere and you're a little ticked off, sometimes you say things you shouldn't be saying, and that's why that never aired. We should, for that particular one, we do have the video. We should go back sometime for the fun of it, maybe even on the channel here and do a proper call of it. But I believe we got all of our answers here in a lot of different variety of choices. In fact, quite the variety of choices, in fact. So I'm going to go to you, Papa Smokes. Hit them with it. Out of these four, who is the one we haven't called for before?
Well, I guess what you're going for is Jeff Cobb in this one, because we did call it, but it didn't get released.
We called it, but it didn't get released, so that's why it's not the answer. That's not the right answer, anyway. But
I thought
we never called a match for ever before.
Okay, so now I know why I was confused about one of the other ones too. But yeah.
So the answer is A, Giselle Shaw, is what it comes down to. Giselle Shaw was kind of on her way out of the area once Papa Smoke started doing, and I started doing commentary. So we didn't get the opportunity to have any Giselle Shaw matches filmed and do commentary on them. Jeff Cobb's commentary, we did do it. It wasn't something that we needed to release, so we didn't release. The match is available on the Video Bros Network between himself and El Assassino, and maybe we could go back sometime and do some commentary on that particular matchup. But yes, the only one to answer A this time around is Dara the Amazing. Dara the Amazing picking up a point, pulling into a 4-point lead there, 4 points on the YouTube side. So I'm looking at the board here. If Dara Amazing gets any of the next two questions correct on YouTube, the championship goes to Dara Amazing here tonight. So, Bobby, Ed, you got to pick your game up. Your title hopes are slipping, my friends. But then over on the other side, we still got a 3-2 matchup over on Twitch. So still time for Ed to possibly catch up, take this, or for BDJ to hang in there, get the first victory ever. Pretty pumped about this next question, though. Well, if I flip to the right damn page, there we go. All right. So, one about Pop Smokes and I. Promise you, last one that involves the two of us. Pop Smokes and I got our commentary start on which program? Was it A, Wildside TV, B, High Impact TV, C, PPW Revolution, or D, Renegade TV? Your time starts now. And you're grinning ear to ear, Papa Smokes. You definitely remember these days, and you know what the answer is.
Well, I needed to hear you read them all before I was sure, but yeah, I remember now. It's been a while since we were doing that.
Yeah, you bet. You know, I'm kind of mind blown by like this unanimous crowd here for the option, and I know why they've been given the answer that they did. I mean, it's a great choice. But Bob Smokes, I want you to disappoint the chat and let them know why B, High Impact TV, was not the answer.
Oh, yeah, that's a perfectly good guess. But at that time, High Impact Company, wrestling company, was running in Regina, and then Saskatoon were sort of like a spot show or like a satellite thing. So whereas the Regina shows were called, what were they called? HIW something. The Saskatoon shows were called HIW Wildside.
Yeah, that's right. It was Wildside TV. So because we ran as HIW Wildside, it was Wildside TV was the answer. The reason in Regina, when they were planning to start with their recorded shows for YouTube, their plan was to call it High Impact TV, was what the running name was there. PPW Revolution was our first run at PPW commentary that we did, where we were trying to do the full cards or at least half a card to do like a bit like we were doing with HIW. And Renegade TV I just threw in there because I couldn't think of another name. I figured that one would work, but well, at least I'm not going to get carpal tunnel on this one because you all are wrong. So we're going to move to the final question, but at the same time, because they're all wrong, you know what that means, Papa Smokes. We got to say congratulations to the new YouTube chat champion of the world, Dara the Amazing. Congratulations over to the YouTube side. I do encourage everyone to still play this final question that we are going to crown a Twitch champion, possibly. I don't know. It's either going to be BDJ or we're going to go to sudden death between BDJ and Ed Fries. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Yes, the champ. Oh, what? Let's go! And then the congrats are flooding in.
All right,
the return
bunch of sportsmen here, eh? That's really nice.
Yeah, I love seeing that. It's fantastic. And again, Dara reclaiming that championship over on YouTube. So congratulations. But it comes down to this: BDJ and Ed, and again, everybody, feel free to participate on this last question, regardless, because it's all in fun. But here we go, BDJ, Ed, pay close attention because that Twitch chat championship is on the line. Your last question of the night: Bobby Heenan managed which wrestler to an AWA World Heavyweight Championship? Was it A, Nick Bockwinkel, B, Pat O'Connor, C, Vern Gagne, or D, Lou Thez? Time starts now. Papa Smokes, 100% you know this one. I don't even need to ask.
For sure. Good questions this time, though, Munson, and good options. I'm loving it. They're always good, but I'm loving this one particularly.
For sure. We got all the answers are starting to flood on in from the chat. And here's the interesting part is both Ed and BDJ have thrown their answers in. We've got all our answers locked now, Papa Smokes, and they both answered the same. So what this means is, regardless of the outcome, I think we've just crowned ourselves a new champion over on Twitch, but we'll get to that in a moment. I want to know from you, Papa Smokes, what was the answer here?
Well, I think all those guys might have been AWA champion with the exception of Thez at some point, but Heenan was known for his main man, made his bread and butter in the wrestling business all before WWE. It was Nick Bockwinkel.
There you go, Nick Bockwinkel, the answer. So A was correct, and that means that we can now say it. Your new Twitch chat champion of the world, BDJ. Congratulations, BDJ. First title win here on WTF Do We Know About Wrestling. He also said, Papa Smokes, I win. Run Runner just riding my coattail, Shafel. Oh, I know, Ed, you're going to be back. You're going to be back, and Dara Amazing saying congratulations to BDJ. Yeah, Bobby coming in with congratulations as well, too. All right. Yeah, no.
Nice, guys.
Happy to see all the positivity here and everybody participating. And you know what? I'm glad that we had a nice active group here again. You know, it's been fun. But yeah, BDJ, you've run your mouth, brother, and you've won. But here's the catch. When we get this back, you got to be back here to challenge it. You got to be here to defend it. Because I know who will be here, and it's Ed. Right here, this guy right here, he'll be back. So you better have that belt all shined up and ready so you can put on that defense, brother, because it's going to be a great matchup when we bring back the trivia. I'm glad it's back, Papa Smokes. I'm feeling the energy of trivia again.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad that some of our excellent friends came to play this week, too, and good time, good questions and everything. Spirited match, some close shave finishes there, and a new face on the winner's podium over on Twitch. Good for BDJ, but you realize we're going to hear a lot about this over the next while.
You bet. And BDJ thanking Ed. we will for sure. And Bobby said he's going to be ready next time. I believe you, Bobby. I know you're going to be. Bobby's always out here trying to win back the belt that he once held, and I'm sure that will happen once again in the not too distant future. Some other things we're going to have here coming up in August is, of course, we're going to have another trip through the territories coming up, maybe towards the end of August here, Papa Smokes, or within the next couple of weeks. We'll come up with a plan for a trip through the territories. Glad everybody has made that a very awesome success here, not only on OLE, but over on the Video Bros Network. Both channels really reaping the success, for the whole trip through the territories in general. Like, the views have been great, and I'm here for it. I love it.
Yeah, I've been pleasantly surprised at how many people have been watching that, and it's testament to that some fans, even in 2024, are interested in the old stuff interested in the way that the business developed back in the day. And I think it's a good title for the series, too. I think when you see it, it says a trip through the territories. Oh, man, you can look it up, see if it was the one you grew up with or the TV that you got when you were a kid. We're going to try and cover, we got 25 or something on the list just for continental America. So, I mean, and Canada, I guess, too. And so there's lots more to come. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, we're going to keep that rocking and rolling. And I think, sometime here in August, whether it's late August or even next week, I haven't decided yet. I think we need to bring back the Viewers' Choice Championship tournament as well, too, Papa Smokes. That's always a fun, interactive one here on the channel. I think that everybody enjoys it. We've got a long gap between the next Prairie Pro Wrestling show, so I think we can take a little breather before we start talking some more Prairie Pro Wrestling in September as we roll up to the next Prairie Pro show. For those that don't know, the August planned show has been postponed just due to some general booking things. We're coming back, though, September 14th, live in Saskatoon. We're going to be back with more Prairie Pro Wrestling action. So looking forward to that. I'm psyched for it, Papa Smokes, and I hope everybody else is, too. But with that said, I don't know, anything else on your mind, Papa Smokes, or should we just make this the whole thing a lot more expensive?
Yeah, let's go for it, Munson. I feel like spending some money.
All right, it's been spent, and it's up on the board.
All right, man. You want to get a hold of Papa Smokes? It ain't that hard. I'm at Elon Musk's Free Speech Wonderland, also known as Twitter or X. I am at Smokes_Papa. I am also on Twitch, home of the champion BDJ. I am at Papa_Smokes_.
There you go. That's where you can reach Papa Smokes. That's for myself over on the X. It's at Real Bobby Munson. Instagram and Threads at Video Bros SK, and over on the Twitch at VideoBro_Bobby Munson. Where can you find me next? Well, you can find me on Point of View this coming Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Most likely going to be joined by Mark Robson, who's been joining me week after week as we talk general sports, pro wrestling, soccer, aka football, or vice versa, depending on where you're coming from. Just generally things like that. And of course, anything in pop culture that you want to bring up. You can catch myself and Papa Smokes over on Prairie Pro Wrestling's YouTube channel, where our boy Bass just threw out that badass thing on Instagram there for us. Thank you, Bastard, for doing that. But yeah, you can catch us every Saturday calling the action, 1 p.m. Saskatchewan time, 3 p.m. over on the East Coast there for you. And yes, as always, every Thursday night right here, myself, Papa Smokes, rocking it out with you on OLE Podcast. OLE Podcast down below. You've been seeing that ticker. That's where you can find us across all social media. Make sure if you're watching on the replay here on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you know anytime we have new material. We have stuff coming at you every single day, from short-form content, long-form content, and live streams just like this one. You can get involved by subscribing and knowing when your favorite shows on OLE go on the channel. They're amazing. Thank you for coming out. Really appreciate it. BDJ, Champ, thank you very much as well, too. Our champs there. Have a great night, both of you. Thank you to everybody who participated. Appreciate you all being out. For myself, from Papa Smokes, take care, and we'll see you in a week's time.